year Sisterlocks journey. Welcome back. I'm glad to be here. I want to thank all of you for sitting through these videos. The channel has grown since October of last year, and I have such gratitude and appreciation for those of you who come on, who tune in, who listen, who give commentary, who maybe share videos, who like the videos, and just for being a part of the community. You guys are giving me a great sense of community. I cannot explain to you. I tend to live the life of a hermit when I'm not doing my healing work and involved with work. But through this channel, as crazy as that may sound, I feel connected and I love it. And so many of you I have met through doing healing sessions or tarot readings, and other things, and even some spiritual mentoring for a couple of you. And so I feel honored. I'm so grateful to be here. For those of you who are new, welcome to the channel, Tanesia's Locks, Beauty Tips, and Potpourri. We dig into stuff related to the hair, and there are a couple of other videos on other topics as well. Oh, and by the way, I am going to start trying to do more videos. Uh, I've been really super busy, as I explained in the last video. My book, which is Manifesting Your Masterpiece, okay, self-coaching and daily mindset reflections for up leveling and living your best life. It is on Amazon in 2 days. Please get a copy of it. It is sure to help you to transform your life. If you connect with me on this channel and there's something about my energy that you like outside of just the hair, which is really on some level superficial, although deeply spiritual part of my journey, you should be able to get some meaningful something meaningful out of the book. So I've really been busy with that. And then there is a journal, a Manifesting Your Money Magic journal, which should be available on Amazon as well in the next couple of weeks, if not less than that. So when you look my name up, Tanesia Ali, on Amazon, something should come up. And then the last project, which has me super excited, that I want to share with you guys, is the launching of another online class. This one proves to be not only transformational but earth-shaking and just amazing in its ability to help you tap into your inner potential and manifest the abundance that is your divine birthright. This course is called Manifesting Your Money Magic, 28 Days to Upleveling Your Money Mindset and Getting That Cash. This course will ensure that you make at the least $1,000 over what you normally make in the next 28 days. If you follow these principles, many of you will manifest even more. It's amazing. And so if you trust me on this channel, then you can trust that this course will transform your life. Stay tuned as I talk more about the course, because for those of you who register for the class through this channel, I do plan to offer a discount code which will give you significant savings on the class. I want you to be able to take it, especially if you're that woman that knows that you want to be playing a bigger game, and you know that there's more out there for you, and you're not satisfied with mediocrity and you want more from your life. This is an opportunity for you to really invest in yourself. And if you're able to make more money with little money putting in, and then you're able to compound that over time, the course will more than pay for itself in little time. So there is a workbook that at the end of the month, when I unveil the class, there is an accompanying workbook, which is a great investment as well. It can be used as a companion to the online class, or it can actually, you can use it as a standalone. You can buy that on Amazon until you're able to take the class. It is wonderful. It is very comprehensive, and it touches on the same aspects that the course does. It's just not as in depth, but it is still a great addition to your library if you are in the space of really looking for sustained and meaningful change in your life. Because once you master and begin to incorporate certain spiritual and energetic principles in your life, it carries over to other areas of your life. And these are some of the things that I attribute to the reason why I actually look younger in my life now than I did 8 years ago. I'm very much less stressed. In fact, I don't really feel that I have stress, but because we've been conditioned to think that stress is normal, I feel better. I'm in better health. I have a greater sense of self-awareness. Personal transformation has happened on so many levels. So I feel the joy of living and the joy of being alive each and every day that I awaken. So back to the, you guys want to meet my baby? Come on. I want y'all to meet my Albie. Come up, Albie. I never let you jump up. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi. Yes, this is my German Shepherd, and she is a menace to society. All right, so 8 years in. Okay, Albie, thank you, baby. I love you. 8 years in, right? I was talking about the lint. So with the lint, and it is a challenge regardless of who you are and how careful you are with your hair. It is something most people don't pay attention to, but because I am OCD, I see it and I pay a lot of attention to it. So I gave some tips in the previous video on some of the things that you can do. To me, the lint that you pick up just by being alive and moving about life is much more substantial than what you may pick up on your pillow at night or on your clothing. That's my feeling. Most of my lint has come from what I absorb in my day-to-day movement, not from what I'm picking up on a pillowcase or something or other. Although I do believe when I towel my hair after washing it, I make sure that I'm particular about the materials that I use on my hair. So I say that to say, although you may not be seeing a lot of lint, if you really started to look at your locks, you might say otherwise. If you had someone else to inspect your locks who knew what to look for, you might say otherwise. Now, if you can't see it, it's no bother, right? But for me, I can see it. I can see it, and my hair tends to attract much more of it. So on to the next thing. Let's talk about my hair length, okay? Which is different in various areas because of the way my hair grows, but also because of the way I have picked at my hair. I have torn the tips off. I have been trying to get lint, and as you pull and pull and pull, you keep going up the lock, and eventually you thin the lock. That's my thing. You don't have to make it yours. But let's look at the overall length in the back, and you'll see the difference. Hope you guys can kind of see. This one, wait. Yep. This is a rogue strand. This is the one that I cut about 2 weeks ago, about a good inch off. This would be longer. It's just a rogue strand. My hair grows more like this. It always has. It grew like that even before I had my Sisterlocks. So I expect some unevenness in the way my hair grows anyway, plus the positioning on the head. Obviously, this being positioned way up here is not the same as if I pick this up and put it back here naturally. So the top would have to be growing faster to catch the bottom or to keep up with it. But the length has been regular. It's been pretty consistent. Although I will tell you that in the beginning stages of my lock journey, I'm going to say it took me into 5 years to really begin to see the length, for my locks to actually drop and for them to compress to where they look now. Although I will say I helped the process along because I was constantly messing with them, constantly trying to get the bulges out, the fat pieces, and all of that. I wasn't really patient about listening to what other people said about how my hair would settle because my texture is not the same as other people's. I've seen women with beautiful coarse hair and their locks lock like this with no problem. None of my locks looked like this. I had to work to get them to look like this. I had bulges, I had bunching, I had all kinds of stuff. The only locks that looked like this very well were usually these here. And you can see these were much longer. They're shorter because I've been picking at them. But when you pick at the very thin ones, you cause breakage. Okay, here's an example. You see, I did this. I'm going to show you right now. You see that? I did that. So I did this more recently. It's going to happen. This is from picking lint like I do. So anyway, these, because they were so thin, they compressed very well. These compressed super well. These gave me difficulty. These were a mess. The ones in this area were a little bit better. So that's some of the things that you may be looking at. Your hair is going to lock different ways in different parts of your head. Where your hair is softer, you may deal with unraveling, which is why in my other video I talked about how I added a couple of extensions, right? Because also my hairline is moving forward. My hair is getting thicker, it's not getting thinner. So you see that I added that. So you have a lot of options. Grid still looking good, even though I did do some resizings here and there. Loving my locks. Wouldn't change it for anything in the world. I am free. And as an African American woman, I know the length of time that we can spend on our hair. And believe you me, I was always Jimmy the Cricket. Even though my hair always looked like I spent an hour on it, I might spend 10 or 15 minutes on my hair. I don't play getting ready in the morning. I get my makeup on and get my hair done before my locks in about 15 to 20 minutes. Now with my locks in about 5 to 8 minutes, I'm ready to go. So I don't play. So I don't miss having to spend all this time in the mirror. I really am benefiting from never having a bad hair day. My hair is healthy. It's extremely healthy. I've used my oils. My scalp is healthier than it ever was when I moved down here to Georgia. I had problems until I got Sisterlocks and started making my own proprietary blend. I had a lot of issues with dry scalp and dandruff. I haven't had those since I've been using my oil blend. Now that I haven't used my oil blend in several months, I still don't have it because my hair is very healthy. It's amazing. So I am extremely happy with my Sisterlocks. I have not had any thinning. I have not had any breaking. I would not have lost one lock had I not picked them to death dealing with cotton. I would still have a head full of locks that would be even thicker to the ends if I didn't also pick my ends out. I like curly ends, so I pick my ends out. I hope that if you're considering Sisterlocks, you recognize that aside from some of the drama related to people who maybe think they're better than other people because they have Sisterlocks, or they see it as some type of a status symbol or something like that, or some people, or they just act some kind of crazy. I hope that once you get past that, and Microlocks the same thing. If you get Microlocks, it's the same thing. It will be the best investment that you've ever made because it'll free you. You'll get to experience hair abundance without breakage. You'll fall more into your true nature. And as you fall more into your true nature, especially as African Americans in this Eurocentric paradigm in which we were introduced to, we have suffered in a different way in terms of our self-acknowledgement and our embracing ourselves. And so a natural hair care journey means something different to us than it does to other groups who wear their natural hair all the time. We have had to come back to the realization of who we truly are. And so this is not only a hair journey, it's a spiritual journey as well. And you find that as you claim more of yourself through your hair, you give yourself permission and you benefit from reclaiming other lost parts of your soul, whether it be coming back to nature in terms of your diet, being more authentic within who you are as an individual, as a beautiful spirit of light. All of those things start coming into place. When I think back to my spiritual sojourn with these locks and where I am now as an energy healer, you could not have told me 6-7 years ago that this is what I would be doing for a living. And it all started with the undercurrent of personal transformation that began to take place on a subtle level when I made the decision to go natural and cut my hair like this and began to embrace who I am as a soul, with less regard for what other people think, and me embracing fully the fact that I am unapologetic for who I am, just like you should be unapologetic for who you are, and that we need to stand together in our sisterhood and in our embracing our authenticity at whatever level that is. If you wear a wig or a weave, that's wonderful too, because that's a part of your journey. I used to wear a weave back in college. I used to do my own hair. I wore braids, I wore weaves, I did a lot of different things. It's an expression of your individuality, just like your makeup. You guys remember when I started this channel last year, I was going through this exploration of putting more color on, and ever since, I think I do my eyes now with a little bit of eyeshadow. I spent a couple minutes doing that. It was like a kid in a candy store. I bought some different color lipsticks because I had been wearing the same color lipstick for 20 years, and suddenly something I judged myself for and judged other people for in ignorance made me feel good. So it's about the outer inward, it's about the inward outer. It's really about you recognizing that you are a walking art form, and that whatever you do, as long as you do it intentionally and purposefully and without apology, then it's you. And that's all it is to it. So the 8 years that I have spent traversing this sister lock phenomena has just been absolutely awesome. It's been awesome. And that's why I love this channel. I love this channel. If you have questions about the journey, if you're on the fence, get off the fence. Don't over question, don't overthink it. Just take your time and plan, because for some people it can seem like a steep investment. But there's some things that are invaluable. For me, freedom is invaluable. Okay? Anything that will get you freedom, that will buy you freedom, is invaluable. And this hairstyle has given me freedom in time, freedom to be me. All of these benefits, which are really invaluable, that doesn't have a price tag. And if you look at the price you're being charged and just look at it over the long term, look at it as an investment that you make over the long term, and you will come to the realization that there's no trade-off for not having to put harmful chemicals in your hair. There's no trade-off for being able to be yourself. There's no trade-off for the time that you save. You have more time to spend with your family. There's no trade-off for never having a bad hair day. There's no trade-off for not caring what kind of weather is going on outside. There's no trade-off for not having to worry when you get into the water and swim. There's just no trade-off for it. So if you're on the fence, like I said, get off the fence. Get off the fence. I'm going to do a video where I'm going to count these. I'm going to do a video where I braid and band as well. I think I have 570 something of these, but I haven't counted them in a while. And I have added hair as well. I've added a few extra locks and split some locks, so it may be more than that. I do want to count them. I wish you the best on your natural hair care journey and embracing your lock movement. You're with Tanisha Ali of Butterfly Transformations, connecting you to the vision of who you truly are. I partner with women to help them manifest fulfillment in their lives. I help them to gain clarity, to up-level their mindsets, to heal and clear energetic and emotional blocks, and ultimately manifest the abundance and the beauty of God that is within you. You are a beautiful butterfly and a perfect person. Thank you so much for sharing in this channel with me. Thank you so much for building this channel for me. Thank you so much for giving me an outlet for which to express myself. Thank you guys for helping build me in ways that you will never know. I have become more of myself through this channel. I thought I had grown when I started this channel. I have become more myself through this channel. And if you yourself are on a journey and you're being called to start a channel for whatever reason, consider doing it. If you're being called to start your own business, consider doing it. If you need a mentor, I am here for that. This has been a beautiful journey back to more of who I am. And don't waste any more time. If there is something in your life that you want to be doing that you are not doing, do not take these beautiful days for granted. Get busy living or get busy dying. Start doing the things that make your heart sing. You are worth it. You are more than worth it, and you are enough. Don't let anybody convince you, or don't let fear, which is not of God, which is not of spirit, convince you that you cannot do what you want to do with your life. See, that's where the powers that be get to have fun, because as long as we live beneath the radar of what is possible and we allow our beliefs to be the map of our reality, we stay stuck. And so as the minute you begin to peer into the possibility of something else, you will be surprised at the grace and abundance and the beauty that God will send your way. So don't waste any more time. Do what it is that you came to this planet to do, especially if you're one of those souls that did not come here to work like a Hebrew slave. You did not come here to help make Mr. Charlie's fortune. You did not come here to get up and do a 9 to 5 every day, to slave for somebody else, to not be passionate about what you do, and to not wake up to a joy-filled existence. Have a prosperous day.